Okay, testing 1 2 3. All right, let's see what we got today. Start off with our micros. What I'm seeing down here, we got CYCN, AZI, BNAI, BFRG. Okay, we'll look through these and see what has the catalyst on today. For our non-micros, we have NOMA of 8%. DVLT, we saw that on yesterday, it's down. ARBE, TMDE, and NVIDIA. Okay, so let's jump over to what has catalyst. TOS news. So let's start with CYCN. No catalyst on today. Last time I had catalyst was yesterday, but no fresh catalyst on today. AZI has fresh catalyst, looks like. Strategic, this is a partnership though, with an annual sales target of 200 million. So a partnership, go ahead and mark that. That's going to be a red flag for me. Partnership, but we'll look back at it to see. But I'm not looking to be trading a partnership. BFRG does have catalyst for today. It says Bullfrog AI-driven precision oncology analytics identifies 3x increase in overall survivability in patient subgroups through key biomarkers in pancreatic cancer. So that's a cancer type catalyst there on BFRG. And then the last one is BNAI. So BFRG has the most recent catalyst, and it looks like it's coming on up the map. So let's go ahead and get this one marked up. Good morning, Hebrew. Okay. RG. I wonder oh, I've seen this one before. I can't remember if it was Asian stock or not on BFRG. Started from right around 87 cents and went to a high of $1.19. Coming on up quite quickly in the volume though. It's gonna have to I like the way it's looking in the micros. See how it goes. It says Bullfrog AI Holdings, through its subsidiaries, operates as a digital biopharmaceutical company that focuses on artificial intelligence and machine learning driven analysis of data sets in medicine and healthcare in the United States. The company offers BF Leap, an analytical AI ML platform to analyze preclinical and clinical data for biotechnology and pharmaceutical companies and other organizations. Okay, it's got a couple of novel formulations. So this is a first phase glioblastoma or glioblastoma. Any of the end phases out here though. See, says to treat obesity and chronic liver diseases. This is just in its discovery phase, so no end phase. Look like it has any end phase medications yet. Carcinoma, obesity, non-alcoholic. All right. So this company was founded in 2017 out of Gaithersburg, Maryland. let's go ahead and take some notes on this. This is what it's looking like on the 1 minute chart right now. Hit a high up here of 119. We still got to go and look at the daily chart and all that. So, and plus structure is still building out on it. So no real rush. Okay. Let's get a text note going. First thing we notice, it does not have any employees. It's just healthcare and health information services. Okay. Out of Gaithersburg, Maryland. All right, and let's go look further into it as it continues to gain a little bit more notice. Statistics. All right, so on the statistics, the float is 8.97 million. Shares outstanding 11, so this is a micro float. Go ahead, mark that up. Larger holding by insiders than institutions. We'll see how volatile this thing can get. No red flags on the float. No red flags on the I need to mark the keywords though, the cancer catalyst here. It is not exactly on the US aerospace defense and all of that, and it's not in the military topic, but maybe it'll become something on the day. We'll have to see. Keywords for this were liver cancer, obesity, and non-fatty. I guess cancer would be not so much all cancer, but just liver cancer. And any other keywords we got out here? It's a biopharma, not really a biotech. Biopharma. There is my notes, and let's go look at the news. See what exactly we got out here. It's about to become number 2 in the micro caps, based on volume, starting to overshadow the others. 15 minutes ago, Bullfrog driven precision oncology analytics identifies 3 times increase in overall survivability in patient subgroups through key pancreatic cancers. Okay, so that's its own pancreatic cancers. So edit. This one is pancreatic. All right. Let's see. Frog AI, blah, 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 actionable insights, pancreatic cancer, control. The presentation. So they have a presentation going on here. They're trying to highlight, okay, this is a presentation. That's a little bit of a red flag. Bullfrog technology, blah, 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 highlights the presentation of data derived from its use of the company's proprietary BF Leap. This data will be presented at 2026 American Society of Clinical Oncology Gastrointestinal Cancers on January 9th. So today is the 6th. So this is a presentation. That's a little bit of a red flag. Presentation on January 9th, 2026. Right. Presentation, too much time, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm guessing they're saving the real news for their presentation. They really didn't put out a whole lot in this news article. Once people start to read that, they're going to see their presentation news right there. So I'll be careful on that one. Let's see if anything else comes up. or has the catalyst here. So CYCN was yesterday, no fresh catalyst. BFRG, AZI, a Tutsi. I think that's a Chinese company. I think AZI. Partnership. What? All right. ZI is what I was trying to see. You see Nvidia is headlining up there big and bold, 4 trillion Nvidia stock rally facing some weakness. Definitely keep Nvidia on watch because it could be something that is a player today, especially being front page news like that. AutoZ Internet Technology, together with its subsidiaries, provides. Okay, so this is the Chinese company. All right, let me add that to the notes on AZI. It's probably blocked. Check it though. Let's go to. Let's try to buy a share of AZI. Yep, it is blocked. So AZI is blocked. It properties blocked on TOS. Okay. ENAI not looking great. The only one that I'm really seeing that maybe could be something that people get drawn into if they didn't read it is BFRG, which has a presentation on January 9th on this pancreatic cancer. So it hasn't actually done anything yet, and it wasn't a whole lot of information in their news report, just just the presentation. All right, let's go look at the non micro floats. So we got Noma over here. See if anything's looking upward. We got ALMS up 104%, 105%. Now this one has a little bit of catalyst, and it is another bio something. Alumnus said top line result, and they're in their last phase of their drug. So let's go see what's going on over here at ALMS up 105%. What's the float on it? Well, I guess we'll look at that in a minute. All right, so Alumis, a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company, focuses on the development and commercialization of medicines for autoimmune disorders. The company's clinical asset comprises ESK001, a allosteric tyrosine kinase. What is it? Plaque psoriasis. Plaque psoriasis, a central nervous lupus, plaque psoriasis, systemic lupus, central nervous system penetrant, neuroinflammatory and neurodegenerative diseases. It also develops interferon regulatory factor 5 to address immune dysfunction. The company was formerly known as Exer Therapeutics and has changed its name to Luminous in January 2022. The company was incorporated in 2021 and is headquartered in South San Francisco, California. All right, so let's look at how big this company is. So this is a biotech. 221 employees. Let's go ahead. South San Francisco. Healthcare biotech. So this is a bigger company. I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit higher float. I think we got it. So the clinical stage. We'll look into the news report to see any further news as to why to be looking at this one. Go to the statistics though. statistics. So it says the float is 59. So that's not that high of a float, but it is heavily held by institutions. 81% on those institutions, and then shares outstanding 97. Okay, it is under 100 million, but very heavy on the institution. So could be something that is kind of choppy. But if the news is good enough, it could be a grinder upward. So we'll see what happens on that. We shall see what happens on that. Let's go to the news. Got 2 million shares traded on, up 105%. Okay. So this is its headline news. Alumnus, whatever this word is, delivers leading skin clearance among next generation oral plaque psoriasis therapies. Okay, so basically it's like a pill or something you take orally for plaque psoriasis, and it's in its final phase of the phase 3. Usually you have phase 1, sometimes you have phase 1B, phase 2, 2A, 2B, whatever. But this is in the final phase. It's usually 3 phases, then they try to go for some type of further FDA approvals. All right, so both phase 3 trials met all primary and secondary endpoints with high statistical significance in patients with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Approximately 65% of patients achieved PASI 90, and more than 40% achieved PASI. So I'm guessing these are the headlines that they want you to really know about. It demonstrated a favorable safety and tolerability profile consistent with the phase 2 program. Okay, so it stayed consistent from phase 2 to phase 3. Let's see. Alumnus, late stage, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so one of the green flags is in its final phases. It's in its final phase, but I don't know if today is going to be the day for it. It does have fresh news, so we'll kind of see how it wants to do, but it also has those high institutional holdings, which can make it choppy, which means buy low as possible and try to sell as high as possible if it's at all possible. But phase 3, ending phase, I would say that's a green flag. But on the red flag side, got the high institutions. High institutional holdings. And it has a little bit higher float as well. Than we normally see in those micro caps. So it may not move all at once. Institutional holding and a higher float. All right. But it has day 1 catalyst. So that's the other thing. Edit day 1 catalyst. Phase 3, day 1 catalyst. All right. That one's moving around. It doesn't have any real structure yet, so it's you can't really do anything. It just ripped up, and we're just gonna have to see how it trades. It hit a top of 1923. And let me go and look at the daily chart on this thing. Daily chart, it was at $8.31. And it had a high, all-time high of 1353. So it's above all of its all-time highs right now. Okay, 1353. Let me mark that as all-time high. Edit time. Or I'll put previous all-time high. Okay. And yeah, so above this, there's really nothing to look at. It's above everything. So yeah. And this is where the all-time high is, around this 1350 level down here. And we'll see what kind of reaction it gets and if this is going to start forming an uptrend on the day. But right now it has no structure. So there's nothing we could do right here. Let me continue to look through. Nvidia got a little bit of bad news, but it's still up here on it's got 1 million shares traded in pre-market. And there's nothing else really that I see that has fresh news and is moving up. BRFG, like I said, people's finally started reading and they see it's a presentation and now it's kind of dropping. So you got to do that research while the structure forms so you can be ready when it gets to your formation. But yeah, ALMS is definitely looking like it's leading right now in volume up here on the non-micros, 3 million whatever, but it's still trying to catch up with CYCN. Still has 12 million. BFRG has 7 million. So we want to see these kind of fall off on the micros and try to focus on this ALMS unless something else pops up. But for right now, ALMS being in the phase 3 end of its trials, that's the one that I'm probably going to be looking at, and it's over all-time highs. So previous all-time highs got blown through. Wait a minute. More on ALMS. It says Illumina's plans to submit a new drug application to the FDA, and this is what I was talking about, in the second half of 2026. So that'll be further on down the line. And then a conference call and webcast scheduled for 8 a.m. Eastern today. So it also has a conference call. So conference call presentation, I'm gonna have to put that as a red flag there. Conference call presentation today at 8, and then it's not scheduling this new application until the second half of 2026. So that's like after June, going on into the end of the year. So let me mark that up as well. So another red flag here. We got high institutional holdings. We have a conference call today, which could cause a little bit of ruckus. Conference call at 8 a.m. today, Eastern Standard Time. And then we have, it's not submitting its drug application until its drug application until the second half of 2026. Second half 26. Okay. Got those notes there. All right, so at first I was like, yeah, this is a pretty strong one. Then I was like, wait a minute. Missing some information here. So on the green side, it's a phase 3, final phase. Well, the green flag, final phase, day 1 catalyst. Red flags, it doesn't submit this drug application until way to the end of the year. And that's after all of the ruckus with the taxes and all of these changes and midterm elections. That's after all of that. So not sure on the strength of that. And then it has a conference call today at 8 a.m. So that could be some type of very volatile situation there where people make some irrational decisions. So it may be something around this conference call, but I'm not sure. Maybe people will sit on their hands until after the conference call and make sure they don't say anything crazy, but I'm not sure. But yeah, more red flags than green flags for sure. All right. So just coming on down there, and we'll see if anything else wants to pop up. BFR going on down as well, back to this ATR high, and we already know why, because it's just a presentation. CYCN. GNPX. You do a round trip or something? Yeah, you did a little bit of round trip. Why are you up? Genprex announces positive. It's a lot of biotech techs and biopharmaceuticals up here right now. So GNPX just popped up. It's only up 3%. Looks like it went up there to 219 and came back down. I don't see a whole lot of volume, but it does have, it says it's type 2 diabetic animal studies. So type 2 diabetic animal studies on GNPX. And then we also got a couple more popped on to the non micros. So right now leading is DVLT. ALMS was leading for a minute, but I guess people are reading and seeing that it's not going to happen for a while. So I guess but it's still number 2 on here. And then over here, GNPX just popped up 5%. All right, so let's go and look at what GNPX has going on for itself. GNPX. So first thing, identify fresh news and if it's worth the risk. All right, Genprex Inc., a clinical stage gene therapy company, focuses on developing therapies for patients with cancer. This is another cancer. So we're seeing a lot of cancer come up here. Cancer. With patients with cancer and diabetes. The company's technologies are designed to administer disease-fighting genes to provide new therapies for patient populations with cancer and diabetes. Another mention, so it's putting cancer all through here. Let's see the company's lead product, and this is another thing. If the large caps that are moving today are mostly like medical and all of that, this could be a complete sector because at the end of January they're supposed to turn back on the whole healthcare discussions and things like that. So maybe this is leading into the end. I don't really know, but we got a while until January 26th when everything's supposed to be decided or they reopen up the negotiation table for the healthcare, how the healthcare premiums and what plan Obamacare, if we stay on Obamacare, if we go to a new plan or whatnot. Oh, right. So companies, technologies, cancer. Let's see. It's 3 lung cancer clinical programs have received a fast track designation from the FDA for the treatment of that patient population. What? Fast track for, okay. The company's diabetes, gene therapy, blah blah blah. All right, so this is out of Austin, Texas. Notate that. Austin, Texas, 2000, and incorporated in 2009. So it's been around for a while with only 13 employees since 2009. Okay, it's a biotech, but man, since 2009, you still only have 13 employees. Hmm, that is weird for sure. Okay, employees incorporated in 2009. I'm gonna put on here red flag. I don't know if it's not growing or what's going on with it. Red flag incorporated in 2009 still has 13 employees. Okay. Let's go to the statistics. All right, so float we have 2.27. Outstanding shares, very small floats, not a whole lot of insiders or institutions that are registered as holding these. Okay. That's just weird, man. I mean, it's super low float, but it's definitely got some red flags. The green flags, it's low float, could move, but we'll have to look at the news catalyst to see what's actually going on with it here in a second. It is 7:07. We have hit the top of the hour. Let's see. Boom, boom. So we did that. Let's go and look at the news catalyst here. says Genprex announces positive, and this was an hour ago. It's the most recent. And see, it's saying preliminary preclinical. So it's just getting started, looks like. Preliminary preclinical data demonstrates in vivo proof of concept for novel diabetes gene therapy in type 2 diabetic non-human primates. So these tests are being done on monkeys. GPX002 rejuvenated exhausted beta cells and normalized glucose levels in type 2 diabetic mice. So they've done primates and they've done mice. A clinical stage, so they still haven't had any human trials yet, looks like. All right, so no human trials. Okay, so those are all red flags. Very small employee count to be from 2009 to 2026. That's a long time to only have 13 employees. All right, so that's red flag there. Let's continue to look through and see if we see anything else on the move. CYCN popped up here with no fresh catalyst on today. The catalyst from yesterday, though, it says that they have a partner with MedSteer to work on a depression treatment. So again, weak catalysts all around these medical stocks. Maybe there's something coming with some actual good catalysts, but I just haven't seen it yet. We looked at CYN leading the micros up here with 19 million. And this is depression. So let me go ahead and put that study out. I mean, not the study, the note out there, depression. No day one. So red flags. First one is no day one catalyst. It's catalyst from yesterday. Flags. No day one. And then it's also depression. Go and read that news on CYCN Therapeutics. It's up 65% with 20 million shares traded. Now it does have the most volume out on these scans. So, you know, it's kind of in between a rock and a hard place. You got the volume, but can it actually stay alive? All right, so 16 hours ago, Solarion Therapeutics announced a strategic agreement with MedSteer in progress to MedSteer in progress toward initiating phase 2 proof of concept study for CYC 126, a treatment resistant depression. Okay. So I'm not sure how hot that's going to be. I think that's a red flag for me. Treatment resistant depression. I don't know, man. I'm expecting something to pop up here with some better news, and that's what I'm going to be waiting on to run past all of these lackluster stocks. So we looked at CYN, red flags, not a day one catalyst, plus it's just the treatment resistant depression. We looked at this one that has a presentation, BFRG presentation January 9th, pancreatic cancer, biopharma, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I just don't see that one. AZI was the Chinese one that is block trading on TOS. BNAI is trash as well. We've seen this one move a couple of days, and I just don't think it's going to be able to keep up on the day with all these other movers. GNPX, the red flags on this one, it has no human trials, and plus it has not been growing, it seems. They can't get more employees in there. Now, I don't know if they don't need employees or what, but with it being this cheap, you know, most biotechs, the more employees they have, the more pay that they can the more pay they're receiving to pay those employees to do that research. And then back over here to the non-micros. So DVLT still only 6 million. AL whatever coming down to that all-time high point at the 1351 that we saw on the daily chart. I'm just not sure about that one. That one had a couple of red flags too. But coming back down to that level of the 13 51, still trying to build structure, but not really a clean structure, not really throwing out peaks and valleys, just kind of walking its way down. So we'll see what happens with that one. Still up 76%, but it's number 2 on the day. Waiting for something to pop through that kind of runs over all of these. Runs over all of these. Okay. Novo Nordics. Isn't that a biotech? NVO. It's up today. Are we gonna see something happen? Looking at the overall market, I'm gonna look at that in just a minute. So it says Novo Nordics is up 2% today. Why? What does it do? Come on, buddy. Load in. Load in, buddy. It's up 4% actually. Okay, so it says Novo releases the GLP-1 pill, Bitcoin prices rise, and all of that. So this news is from 16 hours ago. So no fresh catalyst on Norvik, whatever it is. We got another one just popped up. RNAS. We've seen this one before, I believe. RNAS up 21%. Looks like it has Transcode Therapeutics announces publication of preclinical data supporting therapeutic potential of TTX MC138 in glioblastoma. Just popped up there. It's $8.58. Let's go look through this one. So RNAS, a lot of biopharma, biotech, but no good catalysts. So let's see what this one's talking about. All right, so Transcode Therapeutics Inc., a biopharmaceutical company, focuses on developing and commercializing drugs and diagnostics for the treating and identifying cancer. This is another we've been seeing cancer this whole time. So another cancer one. The company's lead therapeutic candidate comprises TTX MC138 that targets microRNA 10B, a master regulator of metastatic cell viability in various cancers comprising breast. Breast cancer is in there. This is the first one with breast cancer, pancreatic, ovarian, colon cancer, glioblastomas, and others. So it has a wider variation, in here. So let's see what this news is talking about. This one is out of Boston, Massachusetts, and it was incorporated in 2016. So let's see what it had. 7 employees, 2016, about 10 years in the game. Not a whole lot of employees. Boston, Massachusetts. Let's go ahead and get our notes here. So Boston, Massachusetts. Oh, biotech is following some type of trend. All these cancer type drugs coming up here, so it's following some type of trend. That's a green flag. Green flag, it's on topic. We're seeing a lot of cancer topics. It does have breast cancer in there. Breast cancer always kind of is crazy. We'll see how they act about this breast cancer. Um, let's go look at the statistics. It's got so many cancers. I'm just gonna put cancer. Not gonna get too detailed. But the one that I will spotlight is breast cancer. All right, statistics. The float is under a million. Held by insiders, held by institutions. Not a lot held by institutions. Could get volatile. And also the shares outstanding is under a million. Okay, so no real red flags there on the holdings. All right, let's go look at the news on this. Okay, 17 minutes ago. I mean, it is fading off. I'm wondering why it's fading so hard, but Transcode Therapeutics announces publication. Oh, it's a publication of preclinical data. What does that mean? That means people have to go and read. Unless they're going to spotlight, they're probably going to spotlight some things, but this publication is going to hold the rest of what they actually found. So people got to go and read to actually make sense of this. But on their spotlight, they have TTX MC13 is delivered to glioblastoma tumors in murine models of the disease following intravenous injection. TT whatever demonstrated suppression of the target and extended survival in aggressive glioblastoma models. Study supports future clinical development. Do they have breast cancer in here at all? Advanced cancer. Did they play on their breast cancer advantage? Brain cancer. So is most aggressive primary brain cancer. Brain cancer is in there. All right. Let's edit that. Breast cancer, brain cancer above that. Okay. What else we got? Brain cancer study of death. Okay, so it's got brain cancer. We'll see how that goes. But it's gonna have to compete on the day for sure. If we look back over here on the micros, it is number 5 on the micros, but it is well below all the other stuff. So it's got to compete on both scans. It's got to come on with it. CYCN traded on down. That's no day one catalyst. Treatment of the resistant depression. Looking for something to go and knock that one off its little castle on CYCN. It's only got 22 million. BFRG is pushing up to that one, but I don't think that catalyst is it's gonna do crazy. It's up 14%, so it's headed back towards 10%. It's kind of struggling. AZI locked on TOS. BNAI, we've seen that one, no day one catalyst. RNAS continuing to go down. GNPX, no human trials yet. Okay. Then back down here to ALMS. It came down to a bottom. Didn't really get to that 1351. Came down to 14 right above it. So we'll see if it starts to uptrend or whatnot, but I'm not sure. This one has some late submissions in the year, so I'm not sure that they'll be closer to finishing towards like October probably. Okay, what is this one? IMSR Terrestrial Energy executes DOE agreement for Project Tetra under Advanced Reactor Pilot Program. So it has some news. IMSR is up 18%. Hit a high of 902. Let's go look into this one. IMSR. This is Terrestrial Energy. This is the first energy stock that we've seen today, which would go with what we've been seeing on yesterday. The energy stocks kind of came up, but I'm not sure about this one. Let's go look at the profile and see what is happening. Why is it up? Okay, so it is out of Charlotte, North Carolina. This is a utilities company. Terrestrial Energy Inc. produces carbon-free nuclear energy in North Carolina and internationally. The company was founded in 2013. So let's go look at what the news is talking about. Terrestrial Energy 22 minutes ago. I know they said that they got this project agreement for Project Tetra under Advanced Reactor Pilot. Are they talking about any money? So OTA agreement provides for construction and operation. Good morning, Donnell. Construction operation of Project Tetra. Terrestrial Energy now positioned to move quickly from design to operation. Let's see. Terrestrial Energy Inc., a developer of small modular nuclear power. Okay. You talking any money? Affordable energy and competitive time frame. I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna be watching this one because if it does take over. Actually, let's go look at the who's holding this. Who is holding this? Statistics. All right, so on the statistic, it looks like the float is 92.94 million shares outstanding. Shares outstanding is 81, float is 92. That's gonna be a mismatch. That doesn't look right. How's your float over your outstanding shares? So I don't like that. That's a red flag. Already on the play. Shares mismatch. I just stop there. They need to get that straight before anything else happens. But it has 2 million shares. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not even gonna dig too deep into it. All right, we got something else. On the micro. Wait, what was that just popped up? It was the Asian stock that is blocked on TOS is popping a little bit. BNAI, RNAS went back under 10%, so RNAS kind of dying out. ERNA did a round trip, came up here. This was another bio whatever. It's ovarian cancer. So ERNA couldn't hold up 10%, but has a little bit of volume coming in. But still, nothing's really catching up with CYCN, BFRG, and AZI, and all of these are trash catalysts. So these top three are trash. We need to see something down here get up there and start to challenge them. But right now, being up only 2% on ERNA, 6% on RNAS, 3%, these are just not challengers for it. Let's go back to the non-micros. Non-micros pretty much in the same boat. They are still being overshadowed by AZI, the Asian stock. So nothing crazy going on here in the volume. Now these scanners are looking for things that have reached 1 million shares and they are above 75 cents. So if it's not above 75 cents, it may be down there, doing some other stuff, but that's okay. I'm looking for something that can make moves up here today. But yeah, FRG doing a little bit. It's got 16 million, and the structures are still being built out here, so it's really no rush on these. But CNBFRG hit a top up here of 121, came back down to $1. But yeah, quite a bit of a sell-off down here into this consolidation. Now, if we look, there was a lower high here, so this is an idea here to see if it starts holding this or if it slashes through this little upward idea. A little bit of structure off the bottom, a little bit of uptrend there. We'll see how that holds. It's only up 19%. CYCN, no clear structure up here. It double topped up here and just playing in the zone. AZI, nothing clear. DNAI, ERNA still only up 2%, and then RNAS continued to fell out. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. Just patience, waiting for structure. ALMS. It's over a little bit. So now it's forming its first. Now I don't know if this is the idea here from 1923 downtrend. If it breaks this, it'll invalidate and I'll adjust the trend. But yeah, we'll see how it works down here to this all-time high level. This is it's heavily held by the institutions. I believe this was that one, right? Yeah, high institutional holdings, so could get pretty choppy. I would not be buying breakouts for sure on ALMS. Okay, IMSR 20%. It's got a little bit of an idea of a downtrend here. Well, but there's share mismatch. I forgot to see. That's why it's good to have your notes on the chart. I forgot that quick. I switched off and then I came back. I was like, wait a minute, it's got a little. Oh wait, no, this got a share mismatch. I'm not sure about that one. Whoops, wrong. Okay. CYCN, CI. Okay. What's the ATR on this? ATR is 71 cents on AMLS. So per day, it usually moves about 71 cents. So only open moving this much is probably going to jump up to 80 or 90 cents or maybe a dollar. Not sure. But definitely not getting that volume fed into it like these low floats. This horrible news. We'll see how it this plays above this 97, but it's starting to barcode in here. Barcode trade. AZI continue to push up as well. It tested this ATR high, failed, and it's testing again. And I'm sure it's probably, I don't know, it's a Chinese stock, so it might end up attracting some people that are able to trade it. Okay. All right. Well, for now, I'm just sitting and wait for some catalyst or for something to show that it's going to be the main thing. Not, I will be definitely sitting back and enjoying my Tuesday. Nvidia, let me go back over here to the news. It looks like, why is Nvidia going up? It had 4 trillion. Nvidia stock rally faces more threats than ever. Nvidia launches the Vero Rubin, its next major AI platform. So it's got good and bad news up here. It's got an opinionated bad news, and then it's got actual, it launched Vero Rubin. Trump asked Rubio to leave Venezuela overhaul. Morgan Stanley files for Bitcoin. Solana ETF. Undyed takes on Tesla in race to mass produce humanoid robots. Right. Tesla and all these other ones getting active out here. Variant Bio launches AI powered platform for drug discovery. Um, China bans certain rare earths on other exports to Japan for military purposes over Takachi's comments. Snow and ice wreak havoc. All right, Nestle recalls batches of infant formula potentially containing toxins. Gold steadies as traders look beyond Venezuela risk to U.S. data. AI trade is still in the picks. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I think we've definitely defined what the market is like. A lot of biotech, biopharma movers, but no real clear catalyst out of all of those. We'll have to see if how they end up trading during the day, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching closely to see how these play out. This one came up here to 1923, but didn't really break back through. And has this bottom down here of 1421. We'll see if it continues to cascade down. It is coming back into the lead as far as volume on ALMS. The only thing that was above it was DBLT. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. 94% up. BFRG back to this. So this is the uptrend that we had noted down here. It is back to this uptrend at $1. only up 13 cents. So it's got a lot of work to do. We got about an hour until the open. And so, yeah, if these things start failing before the open, especially the biotechs, it's not going to be good for it's not going to be good for them. It's going to take a little bit of time to get that true structure. Okay. ERNA went red on the day. So ERNA red on the day. AZ going red as well, or no, it's moving back down off of the ATR high. That's 2 times it's came up here and failed. IS whatever, the share mismatch there is shooting up. It's got 3 million shares, not a whole lot of volume for these moves. It moved from $8, or let's see where it started, $7 up here to $9.46, but still being overshadowed by a lot of other stocks. So maybe it'll become something, but it's got a lot of work to do based on where it's sitting right now. It's only got 3 million shares when there are what four stocks above it on its scan, and then you know, 3, so 7 in total above it in volume. 7 in total in volume above it. Okay. Well, SMR, no catalyst on today. Yeah, today is kind of like you just kind of gotta wait and see where the structure goes. This one had a slight uptrend idea here, 769, but it hasn't really come down and tested anything yet. We'll see what a test looks like back towards these levels. I'm not sure what it wants to do. Has a point of control back down here at the 843s. Let's look at the daily chart for IMSR. IMSR had a top out there of $21. It's currently at $8. It has been downtrending here. Has some tops up here, 10, 12. But I'm not sure. That's kind of more of like a small cap move, trying to get to 10, 12. It may take some time, especially after the open, to try to make that. And then the next was 1103. So I'm not sure about that. That whole daily chart kind of looks suspicious. Looks suspicious. ALMS. This one invalidating this first downtrend, so we have to create a new one. Didn't break the highs though, so still in a downtrend. So we got 2 here. We'll see if it wants to fall back into this one and come back down here and check the 1351s into the open or what. But just marking up each idea to try to find where the structure is. It's running into this point of control right now, 1698. Up 106. Now it is the biggest gainer. It may not have the most volume, but it's definitely the biggest gainer, 105% up. It has a negative beta score as well. So it has a -2 beta score. That means that if the market starts to show weakness, this one might do better. But right now, with where the market is sitting, is above ATR highs. Now it did have a little dip. Let's see. So it dipped down, recovered this, and kind of going sideways. ATR down here is 20, or the ATR low is 25.23. Don't expect a bigger move than that. And then ATR highs is up here back at the top. But if this is going up, if it starts to break upward, that's not going to be too good for ALMS. So it's a weak inverse reactor. Market's going up, it's probably going to suffer a little bit. Market starts falling, it may be something to watch. But coming up here again, let's see if it invalidates again, and maybe it creates a new idea. Not sure. This will be the second time not really coming down and testing. We got another uptrend. We got a little uptrend idea here, but it's a little steep. I'm not sure if that can hold. It's a little steep there. All right, it is taking the top position in the non-micros, going towards 10 million shares traded. Still trying to run up on CYCN, which has 25 million, and BFRG. This was the pancreatic cancer one. This was that uptrend that we had. Oh, my bad. This is the pancreatic cancer. We had marked this uptrend, and look at what it did to that uptrend. We couldn't get a valid structure here, and it ended up falling out of here to these lows down here of 92 cents. Only up 10% now, so definitely lost a lot of steam doing that. CYCN. Good morning, AJ. Good morning, Donnell. We've been going through these different tickers, and the micro floats are looking super weak, but they've sucked up so much volume. They need to die. CYCN has no day one catalyst, and the catalyst from yesterday was that they were treating treatment resistant depression. So that means no matter what pills or what they give people, it's a treatment resistant depressant. They stay depressed. So I'm not sure how hot that's going to be. It has 25 million shares traded this morning, but I'm thinking it's because of the move up from yesterday. It moved from 135 up here to 212, and I'm sure this is sellers up here trying to get rid of some shares. It's up 55%. BFRG, Bullfrog Holdings or whatnot, it continues to break down. We had an idea of an uptrend, but it got invalidated. It broke down through that. AZI is a Asian stock that is blocked on China stock blocked on TRS, and the news was a partnership, so not hot there. BNAI, we've been seeing that one over the last couple of days. No fresh catalyst on that one. ERNA popped up and did a round trip. So it came up here to 172 and went all the way back down. So that one's dead. RNAS, same deal. It had brain cancer and a bunch of breast cancer and all of that stuff, but it's only up 3%. GNPX. This one has no human trials. They only tested on monkeys and mice. So with 13 employees, it was incorporated in 2009. So the company is not really growing, only up 3%. So that's the whole micro chart scan. And then for the non-micros, things with a little bit more shares and things like that, ALMS is leading up here. And just kind of a larger float, probably going to be choppy, has a very high institutional holding. So I'm looking at the open to see how choppy it gets. It had all-time highs down here at 1351. You said LMSR. What is that? ALMS maybe is up 108, but like I said, it's got a high institutional holdings, and it's got that higher float, way higher float than we're used to with the low floats. So I would say if this is going to be the one, it needs to be traded low, not high. Because look how far it can move down. It's got the 1351s down here that they can revisit. It's got downtrend ideas up here that it keeps invalidating. It just made a new one at 1780. And it just keeps pressing up this way. So we'll see what a breakdown of this steep level looks like on the open. But it has 107 and it's got 9 million shares traded going towards 10 million. ISMR. Oh, ISMR. Let me see. IS. Oh yeah, we looked at this one. Yeah. So this one had a little data mismatch in Yahoo Finance, and I wasn't sure about it. The other thing that I don't like about it is it's not keeping up in volume. So it has 4 million shares traded. It needs to compete with these two, DVLT and ALMS. Both of these are closer to 10 million, right? And then on our micro scanners, we have things that are double it as well. So right now, IMSR has a lot of work to do as far as volume wise. So I'm like, if people aren't looking and watching that TV channel, I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure about it. It's up 27%, and we got 50% movers up here. We got 24% movers, 17, and then over here we got 108% mover. I'm just not sure if people are actually on this one like that for real. We'll have to see during intraday to see how the structure forms there. Where was I? I was looking at CY. Oh, we're right here. So now it's starting to slow down. This is the third. So it did one breakout from 1654 up here to 1740s. Another false, looks like a false breakout, came back down to this level. But has this uptrend idea, but it hasn't been validated yet. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be able to break this down pretty easy, but it's got institutions in it, so it could continue to push. I don't know. Will it make a lower high here? Or will it continue to push? Continue to push up. So that's another downtrend broken up to 1804. The structure continues to, well, let me not put that there yet. That candle hasn't closed. 114%, looking like it's going to reach 10 million shares traded here in like 50,000 shares. It'll be the 10 million. And it's now in the range to be ready to compete with BFRG and CYCN, which aren't great stocks anyway. But this one was coming into its phase 3 trial. It's the last trial. It has gapped over all-time highs, so that's why people are on it. It has just reached 10 million shares traded and is leading the non-micros now. It does have a negative beta score, so that means that it's a weak follower of the market. If the market is going down, that means that it's probably going to perform better than if the market shoots up. So I'm also going to be watching the market as well to see how it performs today. Okay. Just constant movement up so far. The other thing we don't want to forget that this does have a conference call at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in like 15 minutes, it has a conference call. How will the reaction be to that conference call? We don't know yet. And then it also had news that it was going to further submit its FDA drug application later in the second half of 2026. So after June, June, July, into the end of the year. But this move right here, this upward move, is right before the conference call. So the worst thing you do is buy high, and the conference call comes out, and we see this big retest of this previous all-time high of 13,451. That's the worst thing you can do, because that's a $5 fall there. So we'll see how it reacts to this conference call. Or maybe I won't, because I need to get out of here and go to the office. But yeah, we pretty much know where people are looking right now, and nothing else is really competing with ALMS so far. It is a larger company with 221 employees. A biotech. It's a super high flow biotech. We have not confirmed any downtrend. It's just been breaking our downtrend. So no clear structure here, and it hasn't tested this uptrend. So we don't know what's going to be going on here. This is another close of a lower high. Let's see if this downtrend works, or will it continue to pump up? The market is coming down. NQ is coming down. So let's see if this one continues higher. Kind of slowing down, and the candles are getting a little bit smaller up here. Again, testing another little point there. And it has room down to the uptrend right now at 17. The point of control, actually the uptrend and the point of control are right there together. So right at 17, that's an 85-cent fall. 80-cent fall per share. EFRG continued to trade down, so that one's pretty much dead. AZI, the Asian stock that's blocked on TOS, continues to act up. Okay. So yeah, this morning is telling me sit on my hands, wait for an opportunity, wait for true structure to build, and then let's go. Let's get it. 10 minutes until this conference call, and we see people taking profit. Yeah, 10 minutes till the conference call. Coming down, let's see how it reacts to this $17. Is it gonna hold it, or is it gonna have a bigger move down? It came right up to the, well, not really the body of this candle. Body of this candle is at 1832. 1832. $11 million shares traded on this one. AZI continue to act up. So if this stock is going to be a leader, that's going to be an issue. One, because it's blocked on TOS. Two, because it's an Asian stock. And if this is where the focus is, all right. ALMS only has 11 million, so AZI could definitely catch up in volume very quickly. It's got almost 10 million shares traded. Really don't want to see AZI become the number one on the day. And IMSR coming on down, only 5 million shares, so it's not even, it's 4 million behind AZI. And AZI doesn't even, I mean, it's just a nonsensical mover. They have a partnership and they're targeting sales of 200 million, but they haven't done that yet. And AZI continues to pump up. Okay, if AZI becomes the leader, I'm gonna wait for it to die before I do anything else. ALMS, will it make a lower high here? 8 minutes until the conference call. 18 is gonna blast through. High up here of 1813. Didn't quite get a touch on that uptrend. Slowing down around the 18 level. 1836. So right up to that 18, that body candle of that. All right. So again, invalidating the downtrend. Will it stop at a lower high? Or will it go ahead and push through 1922? Structure is crazy. Parabolic structure on something with this high of a float. 1921. So that almost was a double top. Not quite though. 1910 was the high there. All right, so that's still a lower high. Is this going to be the start of a downtrend? That is a very that's not a downtrend. Looks like that's like a flat top. Up 128%. Is it going to go ahead and break the high? If it breaks the highs, it'll invalidate all of these downtrends, and we'll only have the uptrend here. Let's see if it can rip 1923. It's got 5 minutes until the presentation or the web call. All right, ALMS. Oh wow, I looked away from for just a minute. Okay, so coming back down, will it actually test this uptrend now? Will it start using this uptrend as some type of resistance? This will be his first true test since down here at 720. That's quite a bit of a sell-off from 1923 dropping down here to 1823. That's like a dollar loss if you bought the top for the breakout. Four minutes until the conference call. And I'm sure these folks will be tuning into that call to see whether they're going to dump or not. I'm not sure they'll say anything, super significant that will cause it to rip even more. I think the majority of that move was just off the premise that things are happening today for it. All right, IMSR continue to trade downward as well. Hit a top of 946, but continues to sell off. 23 and never did get more. The volume is kind of drying up on IMSR as well. They want to definitely be looking where people are looking. And right now, ALMS is the spot. Continues to make higher lows in here, even above this previous uptrend. I thought it was steep. I thought it would have broke down by now, but maybe not. Wow. 1790s is the breakdown spot right now. But this is, if this can close like this is a lower high. And it's looking like it doesn't want to close like that. Let's see, it went up to 1878. If it breaks, it's gonna it's gonna invalidate all of these ones. Has 2 minutes until the conference call. The NQ bounced back up. Let's see, NQ bouncing back up. This is a weak follower of the NQ. Let's see if it wants to test this high and then react to the NQ's move. What's more important, the conference call or the NQ? About to see. All right, there's a conference call. There's a new high. And then the NQ, is it going to be a late reaction to the NQ is what my question is. So it has invalidated these uptrends. For now, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I need to get over to the office. But yeah, it's got this uptrend up here that is still not truly tested. So the structure is kind of botched. If you buy up here, I mean, good luck to you. Because this thing has a ways that it can ebb and flow downward. But yeah, I will circle back to you all in the Discord, but I got to get on the road. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is where the eyes are right now, and we'll see how how this transpires over the day. Remember, this is a higher float. They have a conference call that should be starting now, and it's going to be submitting its FDA approval later on in the year. So, with it being higher float and all that, I'd rather buy low than high. And if it wants to drop through the ground into the open, great. We're just observing. There's no real structure here. We just got an uptrend and no clear downtrend. So yeah. But anyway, I'm about to get out of here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. Let's see. Oh.